Hi.
Well, it's Tea Tuesday time, and we want to give a big thanks to Life with Patty and Kathy's Favorite Things for inviting us to keep joining in every week and talk about anything we want. It's an open collab. You can talk about, share anything you want. Those are my best things to do.
Because you know she loves to talk.
Yeah, and I like to talk about a lot of things. And we have some good news to talk about.
What's the good news?
I finally made 4,000 followers. And you know what they kept doing to me? It was like 3 or 4 before 4,000, right? Then I got up to 4,000. Then it took it away. Then it made it back, and it took it away again. I said, when am I going to make 4,000?
And why would they take away and then
well,
give it back?
I'm assuming someone said, oh, she's getting too cocky. We need to stop watching her channel or something. You know, she's getting too close to that 4,000 mark.
Oh, okay.
We gotta knock her back down and get her at 3,099.9.
No, I don't think that's what happened. I think that YouTube randomly goes through your list of people, and if there's not somebody that's going consistently, you know, maybe they signed up but they haven't been in 2 years or whatever, they're like, oh, that's not a real person, and then they
I don't know.
get rid of them because they don't want to pay. So I'm sure that they're doing all kinds of things to avoid having to pay the whatever the
I could talk about other things that's bad about my channel, but I don't want to be kicked off YouTube if I mention it.
Don't say it.
Yeah, don't say it.
Don't say it. You don't want to be in one of the girls has a channel on Facebook, and they say, are you in Facebook jail? So my mom would be in YouTube jail.
Oh well, we just do the best we can. But it did take me 9 years to get here. So I know a lot of people say, oh, look at all the followers you have. It's taken me 9 years. And it's a long time.
That's a really long time. I think I would have already given up by now. But
well, I do it because I love doing it. I'm not doing it for any other reason, because if it was, I would have probably given up.
Yeah.
Luckily, I didn't understand how to find watch time for like at least 5 or 6 years.
So she couldn't get depressed about it. She's like, oh, I'm doing really good.
I mean, I had 200 about 4 years ago, and so and I was a little depressed seeing that small number for 5 years. But when I switched my content over to because I used to have only fairy gardens and gardening videos, and believe it or not many people wanted to watch them, I guess.
They just weren't getting to the right, you know, your videos weren't getting to the right people. So now that you're doing this, you know, it's broadening your audience base, and now the ones that do like both, you know, the tablescape and the gardening.
It's true, because Tablescapes is how my channel got going. And now when I put Tablescapes up and I put gardening videos up or fairy garden videos, they make almost the same amount of views now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes they do a little better or a little worse. And videos that I do with my daughter usually have more watch time. It isn't that we have more views, really. It's that the watch time is higher.
You guys are staying longer so you can hear how we banter back and forth. I don't know.
So
I
that's,
don't know what it is you guys like, but you know, we appreciate you being here.
and hopefully once she gets another 2,000 or less, 200 or less, we can start doing lives, and we'll probably do a live maybe once a month or every other month.
She's really forcing me to have to do that, and I don't. I keep saying, oh, I don't know, but
Well,
I mean, we could try it and see how it works.
well, we have some other friends or acquaintances, or however you want to say it, that have their own channels. So we might go to their house. I don't want to mention who I keep asking to join in, because she's getting close to that 1,000 marks too.
Well, just know that that is a plan on the horizon, that, you know, we want to do lives. You know, who knows, we might even do a craft live, and I can make her do a craft.
You know, I don't do crafts.
You know, if she's pushing me outside of my comfort zone, I'm gonna have to push her outside of her comfort zone.
Well, lives are not in my comfort zone. It's just something that I want to start doing better on my channel.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that if I could learn to do a live, it would help, like you said, people will start watching a little more, especially when they see how incompetent I am.
So we will have to make sure that we, limit the length of that live, because I know sometimes people don't don't have that much time. So we'll be very conscious of that and make sure that
We don't have an hour live.
No. It'll be a lot shorter than that. But it just gives us the opportunity to come on together, and then you guys can, ask us questions or give us suggestions or whatever the topic is, and then we can talk back and forth, which, that's really nice to be able to, because you guys put your comments, which we do try to go back and answer them, but it's nice to be able to, keep going over different things. So I don't know. It'll be interesting.
But I do want to tell you, all of you, thank you so much for all the time and effort you do watching my videos, because I have a lot of people, I know, hard to believe, that I have friends that have been watching my channel 4, 5, 6 years. I have a couple that I think were at 7 or 8 years, and
That's awesome.
And they do come over, like Maria. She comes over. I'm not saying she watches every video. I can't watch every one of hers either, but she comes over at least once or twice a week and watches 1 or 2 videos, and that's for a lot of years. And she's been really helpful to tell me what I'm doing wrong. And like, I wouldn't get in front of the camera. I bet you I was never in front of the camera the first 6 years of my channel. Really, 6 years ago, 9 years. So 3 years I've been actually in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And I just wouldn't get in front of it. And she told me, well, Sandra, you need to if you want to build that channel.
But I think people relate better when they can see who's, behind the camera. And it's hard for me when I do crafts to be on camera. So majority of the time I'm not. But I would like to try to be, more out front for people to see who I am versus hearing a voice.
And I think it does make a difference, because my numbers did go up pretty quick after, and Mary is always telling me, you need to start. I used to do a lot of like chit chat with Grandma, and I would give a lot of tips on my YouTube problems, and I guess people liked it. She keeps saying, well, why aren't you doing that? And I think I just get so tired and overwhelmed with so many things that I'm doing, because I don't know if you guys realize I do about 30 posts a month.
I don't know how she does that.
And I answer almost every comment. Not everyone, but most of them. And I try to rewatch the videos and people comment and watch mine. I try to give the love back. And so it takes a lot of time and effort, but we just try to do the best.
It does, and that's why I've had to start cutting back, because it's just too hard to make videos, edit, and then go and watch other people's videos. I mean, if I want people to watch mine, I have to go and watch theirs too. So you've got to have a balance, and I was struggling to do that. So I'm just trying to cut back a little bit, but I try to do more videos where I don't have to edit, because the editing takes so long. But with crafting, that
Well, see, the good thing about Grandma, I don't really know how to edit. So
you get the raw footage, and sometimes she puts stuff in there. I'm like, really? Why'd you put that in there?
So they say I don't know how to cut it out. And then when I rewatch videos back, I see I said the wrong word for what I'm doing, and I said, oh my God, I don't want to have to reshoot it. I just let it go.
So you're like, they'll know what I mean. Or this is the excuse she uses all the time when I tell her something. Why'd you do that? She goes, I'm old.
Well, so I'm getting up there, and that's why, like, she's talking about having to cut back, and it's gonna probably have to be, I'm gonna have to start cutting back. It's getting very, very hard to put up as much content as I put up in a month. Work a full-time job, take care of your dad, and
well, that's the thing. You don't have that much time if you're going to include work, family. You've got to take time for that. So that makes it hard. Kudos to those people who can do it all. I can't.
And we have a very large family, and we have a lot of family get-togethers all the time. So my weekend, sometimes I don't even get to answer comments until Monday or Tuesday, because well, it's like, just for an example, you came over today, we shot some videos. My grandson was over earlier today with his son and wife, And I'm really involved with all my other grandchildren. Some weekends I'll have Saturday and Sunday with nothing but company here. Not complaining, guys, not complaining, because I know people that have no connection with their grandchildren or children. And I'm really blessed that my children and grandchildren do come and see me.
Yeah, she's got an active family life, that's for sure.
And that means a lot to me. In fact, my job was giving me a lot of trouble about taking time, wanting weekends off. They wanted me to work every weekend. I finally just told her I'm getting my 2 weeks notice. I'm getting too old. I got to spend time with my family. And I think she thought I was lying. She was surprised when the 2-week notice in writing came in. But you know, she caved. She caved because she knew that it wasn't going to be easy if I left. And so what she ended up doing was giving me Saturday and Sunday both off, because she found out that most people, even young people, don't want to do what I do. And they'll make it sound like I'm working them to death, and I'm thinking, I'm old and I can do it. How hard can it be? You'd be amazed that people don't want to do anything.
I know. Carlos used to tell me all the time. He said, these guys don't want to work. They just want to be on their phone all day long. And it's like, I don't know what happened to the generation of workhorses. You know, people, this is your job. You're getting paid to do a job and not to play around. So I don't know what happened.
Well, my job is super easy. That's why I crack up when they tell me how hard it is. They'll look like, I wouldn't do all that work for that little amount of money. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I've had jobs 100 times worse than this job.
For the same little amount of money.
Well, I made even less money. I mean, I worked places that there's no way I could do it now. I'm too old.
Yeah.
And
I know in my job, I just, I took a couple weeks off vacation and I came back and I'm like, oh my God. So that's another reason why I cut back a little bit, because it was just, I'm working too many hours. I don't have time for anything. So.
Well, we all have to do what we can do. And, you know, my family has to be at the top of my priority. And there's always something going on. And I've just got to the point, there's no real reason. I'm not saying that the working doesn't help us financially. It does. But truthfully, if I had to stop working, we would survive. I would have to stop spending so much money.
You need to stop working. This lady's what? How old are you going to be?
76.
She's going to be 76 years old and she's still working. And I know there's people out there that say, oh, if you could still do it, just do it. But you don't realize she's not going to just come here and sit down. She's going to go full force on all of her steps. So she's going to be very busy. But the thing is, to be able to say, I don't have to stop what I'm doing and go to work. You know, you can enjoy the time. Or if you want to go off during the week with somebody, you could do that.
Well, you see, I have your father to worry about.
Well, you know, that's another story.
Yeah. So there's not going to be any socializing with Dad around.
That's why everybody comes here.
Yeah. That's why they do come here. We're not kidding.
Yeah.
Because it's hard for him to get out. He had a lot of health issues. And he gets very lonely because he is by himself. But even when I'm home, he gets very lonely because when I'm home, I'm doing YouTube.
So when she's home, she's not really home. She's outside doing YouTube.
And another thing is I do love my garden. I spend a lot of time in the garden.
And you could see that. I mean, there's just blooms everywhere. So when I came more, and I was just here last weekend, and I was like, wow, look at all this flowers in a week. You know, it's just amazing. But it looks beautiful. I love seeing all the blooms in her yard.
Yeah, and I've always loved gardening, and it just makes me happy. And I've always done flower arrangements, even when I did just do fairy gardens. And so for me, that's something I like doing too.
Well, you deserve the 4,000. Now the next goal, 5,000.
Well, I do think it's getting easier the more I do it. It really is. And everybody already knows that I'm incompetent and I do weird crap. And so and they don't even say nothing. I pop in on a video that should have been put up hours earlier. Do they ever say to me, I've even done some a day late. No one's ever complained.
And it's funny, like I'll talk to somebody on my channel and I'll say, you know, my mom, Grandma Sany, oh, I just love Grandma Sany. She's the best grandma ever. I was like, really? That's my mom, not yours.
Well,
but
you know
what? It's funny how they talk like you're their grandma.
That's what Nicole said. I told her, I don't understand why so many young people like to watch my channel. It says, Grandma, not everybody has grandmas.
Grandma, yeah.
And I've had people say, can you be my grandma? I said, sure, babe. And I have a lot of grandchildren and a lot of great-grandchildren.
And there's nothing more special than a grandma. I had wonderful grandmas growing up, and I just think that that's the most precious relationship. So if you don't have a grandma, here's Grandma Sandy.
Yep,
She'll be your grandma.
I'm here every single day almost with something. And in fact, I'm so excited about all these great-grandchildren that are coming. I really didn't think I would be up to it because of my age. I'm now buying since I'm still working, I have money. I'm buying everything now for the great-grandkids can come over and play. Mm-hmm. I got them a water table a couple weeks ago. I got them a new picnic table, and I'll take a video and show you all the things I bought. We got a princess playhouse coming eventually, and I'm already landscaping it for when they come. It'll be landscaped with flowers.
And so this is going to be the new party house because, like she said, my dad doesn't get out very much. So if everybody wants to see them more often, we have to come over here because it's just too hard for him to get out. So
and that's another reason why I've already mentioned on my channel that I know nobody believes I'm going to do it. I'm going to start decluttering my house, my garage, my yard. It is a total, see, I have a big giant mess. You just don't see it because
she hides it well.
because there's a lot of really pretty things I do have. It's not that I don't have something pretty. It's not like I don't have a little tiny pretty part of the yard or the house to share. But the whole house and the whole yard and the whole garage is not pretty. It's pretty bad. But I am going to try to put up at least one video a week, maybe 2 a week, showing not exactly what I'm throwing away, but seeing that
Are you going to do a before and after?
No. Only after I get everything clean, I will show an after. No, there will never be a before and after because it's too bad. And another thing I want to do is I want to redo my bedroom the way I've been wanting to do it for 20 years. And she asked me all the time, don't you get bored? And I said, no, if it's something I love, I never get bored with it.
And she has some things at my house because she can't put it in her room yet because there's nowhere to put it.
Well, I took 2 bags of trash out this week and a bag of clothes. I know that's not a lot, that's only 3.
Maybe we should table this conversation for next week because look at the time.
We're talking a lot. But thank you all. We made 4,000. Love Tea Tuesday. And we are going to declutter and you're going to see a video. Well, I'm going to declutter.
No, I need to too, but I'll let her start.
But when my oldest son heard I was going to declutter, I heard laughter in the background. He didn't believe it.
Well, you got to show us.
Yeah. So you're going to start seeing maybe in about 5 years, we'll take a tour of the house.
Oh, I thought you were, maybe in 5 years you'll do it?
No, I'm going to do it every week.
Did you, 5 years? Could it take you 5 years?
It took me 50 years to get this house in a mess. It's 50 years old.
All right, well,
bye. Thank you guys for so much for all your love and support. Hope you enjoyed all this silly chit-chat.
And you guys keep on watching Grandma Sandy. She's got a lot of good stuff coming up.
Yeah, and as I'm decluttering, we're going to share what I found.
Because that's the thing. You find things that you like, oh, I don't remember that. I could use that.
No, I remember what I found when I cleaned this last week, but I didn't know where it was.
Oh.
So
okay.
when I saw it, I said, oh my God, now I can do like 3 posts with this.
So there you go. We're going to have more conversations about what she found, and it might be good or it might not be good.
It'll all be good because it'll be going out for display, or it's going to the trash, or it's going to the Goodwill.
Okay.
Or a yard sale.
Let's see what is it called? The pudding's in the, no. What is it called?
I don't know.
The truth is in the pudding? I don't know. I don't know what those saying
Well,
is,
we've talked way too long. I'm sure most everyone has dropped off by now.
Okay, bye.